Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Star Wars Rebels episode review. This one's going to be for Season 4, Episode 9, Rebel Assault, the basically mid-season finale for Rebels Season 4. I felt it was an okay episode. I think the fact that it was to some degree a mid-season finale and it didn't really have the impact of a mid-season finale was something weird, and I think just the fact that this is where we end off for the break going into like the second half of the season, and it not really being a very satisfying way to end off, in that, like, yes, Hera's captured and we have this whole mystery with the Lothwolves still and whatever is happening with Kanan, that's fine. But obviously, I think what's on everyone's mind is that it's not just like Kanan and Hera stuff like that. The whole series has to come to an end here, and it feels like very little is in place to really just suddenly bring the series to an end. And obviously, as I more or less predicted from the start of this season, that last season they won't talk about that until like they'd put out the trailer for like the second half of the season. So the trailer for when it hits for whatever the last group of episodes is, that's probably going to be the one to analyze and really break down whatever they're going for. But this, it was fine. There was some good action with Hera and the X-Wing battle at the start. Really cool to see like a kind of one-on-one kind of like a starfighter kind of battle between Hera and the main Empire pilot guy. It was cool to see kind of how she, in a way, used Thrawn to kind of get the shields for both of their ships down, and then kind of outmaneuvered him with a clever trick, and then took down that pilot guy. It was a cool way to get across that, like, yes, the TIE Defender has an advantage, but that fundamentally it is the skill of the pilot that really brings it into play. Did immediately, though, like after so much setup for the TIE Defender, kind of make it feel not as important. I get they had like him take out a few of the Phoenix Squad before Hera took him down, but they built it up so much it was never going to have the impact that it needed to have. I think Thrawn continues to be weirdly used in the series, of just like, he's really intelligent, and they definitely present him in that way where like he's analyzing everything, but it feels like there's very little they can do with him because they place him as the like opponent to our hero characters who he can't just annihilate every week, that he kind of has to lose a little bit each time out, which makes him feel less smart. But if he wins every time, it makes our heroes feel like they just lose all the time. So it's a really tough situation. So they kind of have to just kind of have these stalemate situations of just like, oh, Hera gets a slight advantage at the start of the battle, but then he ends up forcing basically all of her squad to crash, which sets up this episode of like Hera on the ground and her and basically one of the other pilots having to escape. Cool like action set piece moments for Hera throughout the episode. Just getting to see her, often she's kind of like the one in the Ghost, acting as like support of the group. So to see her be like the main like leader of the attacks that they were doing was actually really cool to see, that she can be the kind of demolition squad type of character like some of the others are on the team when she needs to be. That she rammed into that walker and just like knocked it over, and was like she didn't really care that she was destroying this or that. She just was going forward constantly, and in the end made the sacrifice of like she let the other guy get away to go back to the rebels, and she was captured. A cool action like episode for Hera. I think she kind of did need it, just to demonstrate some of her skills a lot more, and just give her a little bit more of a focus, because she often is just the support character, and in a way she feels almost like the most separate of all the rebel characters. But here it was cool to see her like actually get the star spotlight of the episode. The Kanan stuff I think was the most interesting part of the episode, to see him turn around, because obviously he cares about Hera so much, to go back. But then the Lothwolf stuff I thought was just really, really interesting where they're going. Again, a lot of it is just like what they've done with the previous appearances of them, of just they're mysterious, we don't know what they're about, you want to know what's going on. I think this time they actually do say like D-O-O-M instead of D-U-M-E. So I'm not really sure what they're setting up, but they clearly didn't want Kanan to like get Hera earlier, so they kind of delayed him, and then knew that it was seemingly the right thing for him to do to stay back. And then Kanan seems to have some sort of an understanding about what the Lothwolves actually mean, and it seemingly helped him accept the fact that Hera was captured. So definitely a weird point to end the season off on, in that it doesn't feel like we as the audience are aware of whatever understanding that Kanan just kind of got from whatever went on. Obviously we've had situations before where like some of our characters have been captured. I think Kanan in season 1 was captured, and that was a big plot point. You know, of course, there's going to be some sort of a counter-offensive to try and get Hera back at some point. I am wondering, though, how long they'll wait on that. Will that be, like, immediately what happens next? Or will, like, Hera just be with, like, a prisoner of the Empire for, like, most of the rest of the season, and then the finale will be about getting her back? I'm not really sure how exactly they'll approach that, but it could be interesting. It gives them a few options for sure, but in a way, I kind of it would give them a way to like give a reason for like why this would be like this death-defying like final scene of like all the characters going in and potentially getting killed, trying to get Hera back, but at the same time, that I don't know if they'll do it like that, because it feels very Rogue One to just kind of Suicide Squad mission to accomplish something. So I'd almost prefer there was a more plot focused reason where, like, depending on whatever the Lothwolves are going on, and then the Empire have some even secreter thing going on Lothal, so there's that. But you know, it's fine. You know, Hera's the prisoner of seemingly Governor Pryce now, so I assume we'll see a lot of Governor Pryce interactions with Hera. Thrawn will probably be used a lot more as well, and we'll probably see him be able to like use his tactics, knowing that like they're gonna come after Hera at some point, so he can set up like traps for them. As I said, Liam, it gives them options with what they did, but you know, I think overall, bringing the review to a close, solid episode, not amazing or anything like that. I think very much the season is still waiting to like I think properly get going, but I've been saying that for the last couple of episodes now, so I hope with, you know, how many to go, I think it's just 7 more episodes to go, that they really jump in and get going. I think we have the titles for like the next 3 episodes, and the titles don't feel like they're finale episodes just yet. So, you know, realistically, once we get like the names of like the last, you know, 3 or 4 episodes, that's probably when we'll be able to determine what the finale is and potentially what characters will be involved or not. But yeah, that's my review for this week's episode, and comments let me know what your thoughts were on the episode. But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.